Real quick, before the video starts, I would just like to say sorry for the not so good mic, and this mic's pretty ass, but I hope you don't mind it. But anyways, let's begin the video. Woohoo! This is Inscryption, an indie card game with a very, very traumatizing story.
What the fuck?
Okay, I'm gonna stop doing this, Mr. Holy God, this game is amazing. From the gameplay, to the story, to the music. This game has everything perfectly. Also, Act 2, what the fuck? I cannot begin to explain how much I love this game, and I am so glad I was able to play this game spoiler free. I have never been able to play a game spoiler free, and being able to play this spoiler free, it feels so good. I still remember how I got introduced to this game. Basically, I was trying to beat the absolute ratings on Layton in Hollow Knight while he was playing through the story of Inscryption. And one day, I found out it was free on PlayStation Plus, so I downloaded it. I played a bit, didn't really like it, and I never touched it again. Then my friend said, "Hey bro, you should try it again." And I was like, "I bet." So I tried it again, and this game was amazing. The story was so good. And the ending, holy I was speechless. Then the credits that hit hard. During the boss of Magnificence and Grimoire's Inscryption, that was cool. But during the credits, I'm currently doing Casey's mod and I am loving it, giving me a lot of stress, but it's really fun. Oh, and if you're still watching and you weren't planning on buying this game, I'm gonna convince you to buy Inscryption and tell you how good and underrated it is. Inscryption is probably the most underrated indie game I've ever played. I mean, I've played a lot of indie games. I've played almost every single mainstream indie game that is on the PlayStation. Every FNAF game, both Bendies, Cuphead, Hollow Knight, Undertale, Doki Doki Literature Club, Deltarune. There's some that I haven't played that are a little less popular, but I played every single one, and Inscryption is so good for how underrated it is. You have no idea. This is probably one of my top 3 favorite games, Undertale and Hollow Knight. But anyways, in this video, I want to convince you, if you don't want to buy Inscryption, or if you're planning on buying it, but you're not sure, I'm going to convince you to buy it and play it, and you're going to cry, and I don't give a shit. Let's go! Number 1, the gameplay. The gameplay is very interesting. It takes a while to get used to. It's a very cool strategy card game. So how does the gameplay work? So you start out with your deck. Each deck has 2 numbers, one under a heart and one on top of a bite. The bite number is how much damage it does, and the heart number is how much HP it has. And if you look in the top right corner, you'll see a blood droplet. I'll explain that in a bit. So, how does it work? Basically, you have to make sure the scale is tipped all the way to the right to win. But how do you do that? By damaging the board, of course.
Fucking dumbass!
So, you place your card, which basically the first card you have to play is a squirrel. It's free, and you just have to place it. Then you want to place this wolf. But what's that? You can't place it. You have to sacrifice 2 cards that are on the board. Which you can, but the stoat only has 1 blood droplet, meaning you only have to sacrifice 1 character on the board to use it. So, you click it, sacrifice the squirrel, and then you can place it. The stoat will do 1 damage, dealing 1 damage to the scale. If you look at the top, you see a bunch of things. That's the points, or the point scale, you know what I mean. However, the enemy can also place cards. Now remember, they tip the scale all the way to your side, you lose. So you have to try to defend your area while trying to deal damage to the enemy's board. And that's what I like. You have to think before you do. You have to think, What card should I place? Where should I place them? What do I have to do to win? And that I like a lot about this game. But anyways, let's go to the next reason. Reason number 2, the story. Now, I'm not really good at explaining so, but I'll try my best to explain the story. Basically, a YouTuber named Luke Carter, who opens card packs on YouTube, manages to find someone that was selling card packs of Inscryption, a very old card game. He opens the pack, but he finds coordinates on one of the cards. And surprisingly, the coordinates were very near his house, so he went exploring. When he went to the coordinates, he started digging, but then he found something weird. A video game of Inscryption. He brought it home and started to play it. And yeah, basically it all started tumbling down from there. The story is very good and very cool, and there's some really good lore to the game. So if I were you, buy the game and you'll see what I mean. The story is amazing. Number 3, difficulty and enjoyability. This game has a very big challenge to it. It's hard but rewardingly hard. Every single act has its own difficulty and enjoyability. Me personally, I like Act 1 the most, but everyone has their different opinions. Every single act will leave you confused for a bit, but when you play it for a bit, you're gonna love it. I love every single act. Sure, there's some parts that I find weird, but I love everything about every single act, including Casey's mod. If you're looking for an indie game that has a challenge to it, that isn't really hard like Hollow Knight, but also not pretty easy, and you like strategy games, play Inscryption. Buy Inscryption and play it. I promise you're gonna love it. Now, if you're not convinced after this video to buy Inscryption, then I don't know anymore. You're gonna love it, and that's all I have to say. Just please, if you have PlayStation Plus, what's it called again? PlayStation Plus Extra, buy the game. It's free for PlayStation Plus Extra. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and click that bell to never miss another video. See you next time, y'all. Bye bye!